Welcome back, guys, to part 3 of the Overland trailer build. Today we are going to be installing these Timbren axles that we got from etrailer.com. They are 3,500 pound axles, independent suspension, and we have opted for the electric brake version. And so yeah, let's get at it. Hey guys, we went ahead and pre-cut some pieces for today. And what we're going to do, we're going to be putting these where the axles go, and that will drop the axle another 2 inches down from the frame, and that will give us the opportunity to stiffen these up, because they got 6 holes to bolt on, and since our frame is so narrow here, we're going to put some cross members and some bracing up in here to give it something to bolt to on this back side. And so let's get at it. All right guys, we got the 2-foot piece here in line with our marks, and got it clamped up here, and it's flush with the even, with the rest of the sides here. I didn't mention earlier, but we're putting the axle 5 foot back from the front of the box, so that'll leave us 3 foot on the back side. Now that's going to be center of the spindle, center of your wheel. All right, so all we got now is just get it tacked up here really good, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Alright guys, I had to cut my tacks off on this, and I ended up moving it about 10 inches up, because the way this axle is, the swing arm on the axle is way back here, so I needed this for the mounting more than anything, so I had to move that up to accommodate where the bolts and stuff are going to be on the axle. So the swing arm will be back here, but the center of the bolts and stuff will be on up here a little further, so we just moved it up a little bit. We'll go ahead and re-tack it. Alright guys, we're going to let the welder rest for a little bit, and while that's doing that, I'm going to kind of get this, see how these pieces, cross pieces, are going to fit, and where they need to go. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and get this cross member tacked in on this front side. I already got the front sides here welded on the drops, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this one good and tacked in. Probably all 3 locations, and we'll move back here and finish up doing some welding. All right, guys, we got the Timbren axle held up here with clamps. I got it about where I want the center of my spindle to be. So that's about where I'm going to put it. So we're going to go ahead and bolt the spindle part up on the bottom, get it snugged up. So these here, this is how on the Timbrens you can adjust your toe in and toe out, and even your camber a little bit. And they supply you with some shims that you can put under here. So we may have to, we'll check the adjustment on that later by loosening those off, and you put a straight edge on your hub and you kind of measure in between the two. But that's going to be later on after we get both of them installed. So to get these to the exact same point on each side, we're going to have to pull a tape measure from the center of the spindle. So that's why I want to get this tightened up. And I'm going to try to get it spaced somewhat in the middle so I have adjustment either way. I'll try to. I don't know how close I'm going to get it, but so to do that, we're going to pull the tape to the tongue back to here. I'm going to drop a string here so we'll get exact measurement here, and we'll try to get that one the exact same over there as this one. So let's go ahead and tighten these up. What we're going to do now, I made a little plumb bob here. I'm just going to make it and hang it from that greaser. Okay. Now I need now I just need a assistant from the audience.
Oh, okay. That would be me.
You'll do just fine.
Okay, wonderful.
I need you to hook that on that screw underneath there. So if you flip it over, there you go. There's a little notch on the end of that metal deal. Should hook right on there.
Okay.
You see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to get the measurement right here off of that knot. And I am at 128 inches and an eighth.
128 and an eighth.
126 and an eighth.
126.
Yeah. Okay. So that number is our magic number that we will need on the other side.
Alrighty. And I've recorded it.
All right. So now, guys, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and start drilling some holes through here and get our 5/8 bolts. So I am going to have to the holes that we got here are a little up towards the top of my tubing, so I'm just going to go ahead and move over and drill a new hole, and put it right in the center of our 2-inch tubing. That way we're not trying to go through the edge of it. So let me get drill bits and get started. Alright guys, we got the 3 bolts through the face of the axle installed, and we just have the 3 in here to do. So the 3 inside is just give it extra support from spreading out with the weight, and so what we did, we installed these 2 2x2 tubings across from side to side, and we're going to weld in a 2x2 1/4-inch piece of angle iron right over the holes in the axle, and we'll bolt those to it, and that will give it some support from spreading out. So let's get at it. Alright guys, now that we've got the angle iron drilled for the 3 5/8 holes, we're just going to go ahead and drop them in. So we're going to be 2 bolts short. My assistant miscounted, so I'll have to go back to the hardware store and get 2 more. So we're going to leave the center one out on each side, and I'll come back and put those in when I get them.
It totally wasn't my fault.
Okay. Now that that's done, now we're good to go ahead and weld this dude up. Let's get it. Alright guys, we're on the other side. We're going to repeat the process that we did on the other side. We've already got it up here. We just got to get this snugged up in the center, just like we did over there. pull a tape measure, and we may have to adjust this back and forth just a hair, just to get our numbers right. So let's get it. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this week. Thank you for watching, and join us next week when we continue on the trailer. The axles came out really good today. We got a lot done and very pleased with the outcome of them. They weren't as difficult to install as I suspected they would be, but they're going to be great on this trailer. So I'm really excited about them. And all right guys, y'all have a blessed week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.